Welcome back, Officers Republics. Coruscant Underworld Police Chief APGAINS here for another episode of APGAINS at Night. It's just APGAINS, but the light bulbs still haven't been replaced, so you can't see me. Well, I guess you can see me, but it is, in fact, harder to see me. We're talking Jabba, why you shouldn't farm him. Now, who is the proverbial you in this situation? As you guys know, most of my content is geared towards early to mid-game players, especially those of you out there who are free-to-play or low spenders. If you guys haven't subscribed already, now is your chance to do so. Down with the Whalearchy. See what I did there? Down with the Whalearchy. All right, so Jabba is going to be insane. His requirements: Chrysanthemum at 5, Han Solo at 8, Gamu at 3, Greedo at 6, Outrider at 7. First of, I would imagine, 3 or 4 sets of requirements. We'll probably have about 15 requirements. This is, the first 5, so there'll be 2 more sets. I don't think his requirements are that bad for a Galactic Legend. He's going to have extra nodes and territory battles and all of that good stuff, but hear me out. Where does the meta lie throughout the course of the game? Now, go into the comment section. Maybe you guys already know the answer. Maybe you're a step ahead. But for those of you guys who aren't a step ahead, maybe in stride, or maybe even a step behind, or who knows where you are on the pathway that is life, and by life, I mean Galaxy of Heroes, and by Galaxy of Heroes, I mean my enfeebled fantasy of reality. Because you guys don't actually exist. I don't actually exist. None of us are here. That being said, I'm having a serious mental breakdown. No, that being said, we're talking about the metas. The early game meta is, of course, have more teams than your opponent. The mid game meta, of course, is have better ships than your opponent. And the late game meta is, of course, have a better career, or richer parents, or just a higher credit card ceiling, or credit card limit than your opponents. Teams, ships, money. That's usually, and by usually, I mean almost always, how the meta shakes out. So for a lot of you guys, you're in the similar situation as me, right? You're not a 7-year-old player. I mean, we're older than 7 years old, but we have been playing the game for 7 years, and we don't have unlimited wacky digits on the back of our credit cards, so we're kind of hampered. We have 3 categories, or 3 resources that we have to manage in-game. We have time, we have money, and will to live. Now, while Jabba is pretty cool, I don't think he's going to be efficient on the time or the money standpoint. I think he's going to be quite good for the will to live, and that is important for a lot of people. But if we want a GAC domination, if we want to keep up with the meta, and by the meta, I mean kicking the butts of the millions of more GP players that we face in Grand Arena every day, we need an edge. If you're in the early game, you're not even going to go for Jabba anyway. If you're in the mid game, and you're like me, I just finished my second Galactic Legend. I have JMK, I have JML, and I was thinking about Starkiller, but kind of holding back, waiting to see what GL they would announce. We got Jabba. I was quite excited, and I was going to say, I'm going to go for him. But then I stopped. I reflected, and I realized, what's the one thing that I want? I want to win more GACs. And how do you do that? I'm firmly planted in the mid-game. I go back to the meta table that I laid out earlier, and I say, ships. Funnily enough, in the same post, we have an executor counter. We have an executor counter and another leg up in the ship meta, with its entire requirements laid out bare before us for all eyes to see, so we know exactly what it is we need to do, which means we can start earlier, which means we can be more prepared, and which means we know pretty much how long it will take each and every one of us. Now, the reason I think the profundity for free-to-play players or low spenders or just people who haven't been playing as long, basically anyone but the whales, is going to be more, I think it's going to be more important for the whales, but let's be honest, the whales are going to have both, so it doesn't really matter. We're not talking to you. I think the profundity is going to be immensely more beneficial than GL Jabba. GL Jabba is going to be fun, he's going to be cool, but we don't need more GLs. We don't need more characters. We need better ships because, of course, the mid-game meta is indeed fleets. Now, I've gotten to a point in my GACs where 5 million GP facing, 7s, 8s, sometimes, matchmaking is wild. Let me know if your guys' craziest matchups in the comment section. We all have wild stories. We all have some matches that are good, some matches that are, we are winning, but just, it's like capital games. I don't know if I really necessarily need to be facing an account of this size. And we've gotten to a point where the greatest GAC punch-up strategy in the world, the fleet-only defense, is starting to get to the point where not only do our opponents have better data crowns, better mods, they also have better ships than us, and their GP is so high they have 4 or 5 GLs to our 1, and now 2 for my instance. And we're kind of falling to the soft ceiling, right? Call it a glass ceiling. We're reaching a glass ceiling for the purposes of this analogy. Now, the things about glass ceilings is They can be shattered. Oftentimes they are not. Oftentimes they are feared. Oftentimes, I don't know why I chose the glass ceiling. This is not at all this is not at all me preaching about women's rights or anything. Let me change the analogy. A ceiling made of condoms, right? Very, very sturdy, very protective, but not in the least bit impenetrable. And what is that needle that we need to puncture through the ceiling made of condoms to achieve even more punch-up viability, even more whale hunting annihilation? I think you've answered it already, but it's a little bit more beautiful than you might think. Follow me along here. You're hunting a whale. I'm just going to put Chrysanthemum here because he looks cool. You're hunting a whale. What are you using to hunt that whale? I'm talking real life. I'm not talking about pay to play, pay to win, money-based matchmaking mobile games. I'm talking about real life. I am quite upset. My camera froze, and I had the greatest analogy/mental breakdown in human history, and you will never be able to hear or see it because the camera froze, and I am frustrated in this instance. All right, let's remove the facade of APGAINS. I'll talk to you rich to viewer, not APGAINS to viewer. All right. Obviously, Chrysanthemum's cool. GL Jabba is going to be awesome. But let's be honest. If you are a low spender or a free-to-play player, you're an early or your mid-game player, ships are your best friend. Ships are the part of the game that not many people like to do, but is the most important part of the game. And because of that, we get to take advantage of people who maybe have more time than us, they've been playing for longer, or maybe they've spent more money than us, whatever, right? This is our opportunity. It's our chance. It's our, we're living in the trailer park, but man, we sure can play baseball, and we're going to make it to the big time to bring our parents out of poverty or whatever, right? This is our chance, right? As the poor and downhearted, downtrodden, and other down-related things, people of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the Pro Fun Titty is our chance to punch up to those stupid whales. Maybe you're already doing the ship-only defense. Lots of you guys come to the streams, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every night. Let's do some roster reviews, some HOM-E, some SWGOH, all sorts of good stuff, GAC, whatever. Lots of you guys are coming to the streams. You're in the comment sections. You're saying APGAINS, tried your strategy, the ship-only defense. It's getting me some dubs. I'm punching up right, of course, obviously. In many situations, it does work. In some situations, it doesn't. It requires other strategies. That's Grand Arena. That's why we like it. You get to mix. You get to match. But if you've punched up like me so much that you're getting to the point where you can't punch up any longer, it's important to keep grinding those ships. Lots of people don't want to do it. But then again, lots of people can suck our dongs because we're going to win. At the end of the day, the 69th Precinct wins. Everyone else loses. And that's just the way that life goes. Right? That's just the way, unfortunately for most people, but not for us, life goes. We're on the cutting edge. We got the best plans. We got the best strategies. We got the biggest peepees. And by the biggest peepees, I mean we have the smallest peepees, but we don't talk about it because we have big trucks to overcompensate for the fact that no women will ever love us. But that is besides the point. The point I'm trying to make is please farm your ships. I want GL Jabba just as much as you guys, but I also want to win more than I want GL Jabba. So farm the Pro Fun Titty. It's going to be the best possible way for you to win. Have I reached 8 minutes yet? I don't know. So I'm going to tell you a fun anecdote just to see if we can get past the 8-minute mark. Shout out to my 6%ers. I saw you guys last time. I don't reply to comments because a lot of people just say, APGAINS, you sucks. And I'm tired of getting I'm not going to say that. All right, so fun anecdote to make sure that we can make the video 8 to 10 minutes long so it looks juicy in the YouTube algorithm. When I was a child, and by when I was a child, I mean when I was born at the humble age of 0. Right as I was born, my mom held me in her arms. I had not even been cleaned yet. I was just freshly born. She said APGAINS. She didn't call me APGAINS because I wasn't APGAINS yet. But for the sake of the story, let's say she called me APGAINS. She said, APGAINS, one day there will be a moment in your life of unparalleled importance. A moment in time where all of the fates of those who you love and hate will be swinging like a pendulum in the balance of this one moment, and you will have to make a key decision. What will you do? Will you take the path of least resistance? Will you take the path that leads to the destruction of your fellow man for your own personal gain and gluttony and sloth? Will you commit two of the most deadly sins in order to prosper personally? Or will you stand there, naked, alone, afraid, in the sandstorm, your skin peeling from your bone, in defense of not only those who you love, but also those of you whom you hate? I speak English, I promise. Will you stand in that sandstorm, dying, wishing for the sweet release of death for the sake of your own man? Will you do it? Now, of course, I didn't understand this at the time because I was, again, just born and hadn't learned how to speak English. But it really resonated with me, and I hope it resonates with you too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you want more Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and Heroes of Middle-earth content. I'm going to go cry. As always, I love you. And I'll see you later after I find the end recording button somewhere. Here it is. Bye-bye.